Hello, everyone. According to Google Maps, there are 4 different places where I can buy a gun within 2 miles of my house. That's 4 places that I can walk to faster than I can walk to school. Now, granted, most of these shops just sell hunting rifles and shotguns, but the fact of the matter is that we as a country have grown so used to the weapons flooding our markets that we no longer see it. You might not know it, but one of the most influential voices in gun control legislation has never been elected to a governmental role. She's a 78-year-old woman named Marion Hammer, and she is the head lobbyist for the National Rifle Association in the state of Florida. According to a recent New Yorker article, since 1998, Florida has enacted 30 pro-gun bills sponsored and often directly written by Hammer. For example, one of her bills punishes local officials who attempt to establish gun regulations stricter than those imposed on the state level. Those who do try to create stricter laws can be heavily fined and removed from office. Hammer was responsible for the first concealed carry law, which has now found its way to every single state. She also created the first stand your ground self-defense law, which received national scrutiny in the shooting death of Trayvon Martin. According to Times Magazine, the rate of firearm-related homicide has increased by 31.6% since that law was enacted in Florida. You may be thinking that this is just one state, but here's the thing. Florida's laws have drastically changed the gun conversation at a national level. The other day, I read an article that noted that Florida is often the first place the NRA pursues specific gun rights protections by relying on Hammer and her supporters to set a precedent that can then be exported to other states. And that's a huge problem. The NRA only serves their own interests and cares nothing for the danger that they are imposing on students like us. By allowing the NRA lobbyists to set the standard for gun control conversations, we are handing power to them. Most gun control laws don't even make it onto the floor for debate or vote because of the NRA's influence. Our government runs the risk of no longer being for the people or by the people when we allow outside groups like the NRA to have such an enormous influence. Now, we are lucky enough to live in Massachusetts, which has some of the strictest gun laws in the country. But even here, the risks are real. One of the NRA's top priorities is the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act, which will allow anyone with a valid permit from another state to carry a concealed firearm in Massachusetts, even if they do not comply with our rules. Right now, Massachusetts does not honor other states' permits, and with this act, it would have to. We have to be louder than them. We need to shout from the rooftops that it is more important to protect the lives of innocent children at school than it is to peddle guns to the American consumers. On Tuesday, March 6th, somebody spray-painted, "Are we next?" on the pavement outside the middle school. Seeing that rash expression of fear broke my heart. Right now, I am saying no, we are not next. No one is next. No one else in this country should live in fear of being the next casualty of a school shooting. The students in this country are saying that we will not be next, but we will be heard. The world is changing. We are at a crucial tipping point where our country could fall to the NRA, bloated with money and self-interest, or it could wake up and see the facts. Many of us will be voting in the next election, and we will not forget this. We are the future.